Okay, guys, we're back. A couple of weird observations. First of all, I've never had I've never had a situation where the audio just stops being recognized by Streamlabs OBS like right in the middle of streaming, which is very unusual. I've had issues with it like getting it set up, but never in the middle of a stream. It just doesn't see it anymore. Right, and that's the other part I was going to bring up. Someone mentioned like 20 minutes ago. It's awfully like strange coincidence. Someone was saying like 20 minutes ago that the audio was out. And then we were like, no, the audio is fine. So I wondered if there was a connection to that, but I can't understand it. I just had to restart my whole system, and it's back to normal. But I don't know who to blame. OBS or Windows. Windows usually responsible for everything. You can basically blame Bill Gates for everything. Alright. Don't do that. For real. I'm just kidding. Hanishberger, fat president. I don't believe in conspiracy theories. Subtle topical humor. Bill Gates is not putting microchips in people's vaccines, okay? Don't believe absurd things like that. And the earth isn't flat. So just stop. That doesn't make Microsoft good. But keep it in proportion. Anyway, right now something is... I've got that Microsoft circle. See? You see that, guys? Can you see that? What is that? What is doing that now? Microsoft wants to install an update or something. Usually when something goes wrong, it's because Microsoft really bad wants to install some sort of update on your machine. Isn't that what everything comes down to? Every kind of bug? Alright, we're going to start here with challenges from the subscribers. Bob Sack from Position. Is that our game? Cool. I've still got the... whatever you call that, the cursor from hell. The blue... cursor of blue death. And that's very strange, too. Why am I getting the cursor of blue death? Why ask why? So I need... It's not stopping, though. That's kind of concerning me. See that? What causes the cursor of blue death? Besides Microsoft updates. I'm concerned about knight f6. e5 here. But that's really freaky. First we have the microphone issue now. And I've got like this weird... There's something weird going on with my system. OBS 64.exe is using your microphone. Usually I don't have that notification. That's weird too. We're going to try to continue. You can still challenge me, sit down. I'm just afraid of the next shoe dropping, as they say in English. Restarted my whole system, but this cursor thing is inexplicable. I don't know what to make of it. I basically have every kind of app turned off. That's a little high. Our ping should not be 115, 110 either. It may just be a coincidence. I guess eventually I'm going to have to play knight c6. There's no way around it. I was trying to keep the pressure on the a4 pawn so he couldn't develop with knight a3. But eventually, you know, if he's going to force me to make awkward moves. Last move, Bob could consider playing e5. You guys let me know if there's anything out of the ordinary in watching the stream with the sound. Because this cursor thing is freaking me out. Yeah, my queen is simply going to have to go back. My very correct maneuver with queen a5 will be repulsed. I suspect it's Microsoft. Now it's stopping. Okay, I mean, I did just restart the machine like midstream, but the blue cursor doesn't usually last for like 5 minutes. Hey, yesterday was my birthday. Congratulations, Dr. Boom. You know, it was other people's birthdays. Someone I didn't like had a birthday yesterday. Somebody I liked had a birthday yesterday. I think there was like 3 different people that had birthdays yesterday. I don't remember. Oh yeah, now I remember. A little bit of everything. Lots of birthdays yesterday, good and bad. Evil and good converge on birthday days. So there is Bob preparing the deadly d4. Well, it was a birthday of a good guy, George Marjanian, who's a chess organizer in Massachusetts, an old friend of mine. Yesterday was his birthday. But other than that, no one good that I knew of. Alright, bishop c2, preparing d4. My birthday's in December. Close enough to Christmas that sometimes I only got one present. Not close, not that close though. Alright. Well, if I play this, where's my e5? I don't want e5. Actually, I have a problem. d4 is coming. Take, and then d5, e5, knight e4. Alright, we can do that. Probably. We can do this. I can't get overrun though. I don't like d5 that much. e5 I don't like. Bob is better. Uncle Kopek taught him everything he knows. I did some streams with Kopek. Well, not streams, but commentary with Kopek on ICC. He was alright. He came off sometimes strange. He was like a college professor. He came off sort of arrogantly sometimes. But I don't like to speak ill of the dead. There's a5, knight c4, a5, that's going to be a problem. So a6 may not be a good idea. If I just castle, maybe just exchanging knights actually. This centralizes his queen for him. But you can't have everything. Bishop c4. Do you know what a teddy bear is? Maybe not. We need a Wikipedia reference to teddy bears. Can we get that for this guy? Do you know why teddy bears are called teddy bears? President Theodore Roosevelt. Teddy bears are like brown traditional sort of bear. This is a panda bear. Totally different animal. Alright, queen takes d4. Now the problem is the d6 pawn. Here, here, pressure down here, maybe even bishop f4. Why not? Do you have a problem? You have a problem with our mascot? Bishop c6, knight c4, queen c7. Where's my queen going? Man, b4 could be a good move. Damn. b4, queen e5. You should come for our simuls on Sunday. I guess my opponents. I try to guess who my opponents are. The opponent from Tekken. What is Tekken? Is that like some is it the Microsoft? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Is it like a Roblox game? Not Roblox, Minecraft. What's wrong with me? God damn it. I've got broken brain. I'm confused. It's a fighting game? Is it like an arcade game? Was that arcade game? I don't know. I'm totally confused. Yeah. Alright. I never played that. That was one of those machines I just sort of avoided. It also sounds like a band. Like, it sounds like a heavy metal band. Hey man, did you get the latest Tekken album? Queen e5. No, dude. Is this safe to put my queen on e5? Wasn't there a heavy metal band? Seriously? What am I thinking of? Something very similar. Bob, you're just better here. Schieberspieler would be proud. Trade the queens, have a slight endgame advantage. Like a real man. Yeah, my structure is inferior. And your queenside majority could be relevant. Now Bob is better. Thankless position for black. This 3-on-2 majority. Ooh. Thank you, Bob. Still, he's probably okay, but I think this makes his pawn structure much less flexible. Hung my pawn. We're desperate. Scooby Snacks. Desperate for Scooby Snacks. There's a pawn. Go get it, Bob. Nice arrow, thank you. I'm trying to distract him from that extra pawn, free pawn. Bob played h4 now. Are you even serious? Positional master. It's like playing a GM. But I like the anti-positional b5, which turns out to be maybe very well a strong move. That's kind of deep. Can I play a6 if it comes to that? a5, a6. It's kind of shaky. The game was actually longer than 14 moves. White is better with a5. And I have to play a6 and white is better. But I said that already. Honestly, here I was hoping that Bob would take the pawn and then fall for this sort of h4, knight h5, knight g3 trap. Objectively, he should take it and then play knight d3. He's just winning. Your best performance. Okay, guys, sorry for the disruption earlier. We had to restart the whole system. But now it seems to be back to normal. So, sorry about that. The wonders of technology. I'm going to take these remaining challenges. Hanisberger is a subscriber. You actually owned him. Suspicious. Very suspicious play by Bob. Unusual opening. The Grobe. I don't like the Grob. You're gonna play like the French defense if I play e4. Please don't do that. This is the accelerated pre-A attack. So now he's playing knight c6. Well, if I play like e3, e5, if I play if I play knight f3, bishop g4, a3 is marginally useful. But knight f6 looks kind of like a routine move. So it's like a modified... It's basically a modified London, where we're not playing c3, we're playing a3. That's what the French Grandmaster specialized in. Here it's actually useful, because we're stopping knight b4. It's like he's playing the Jabava attack with white or something. Jabava. What did you say? Jobava. Alright, e3, knight h5. I don't know if... Well, it's an interesting move, you know. I don't know if it's good, but it's a move I would consider. First, we're going to strike the center. We've been very slow to develop here. I'm not a huge believer in knight h5, knight h4, so just going to focus on the center. But this is probably a transition to some game that Eric Prias played. He did a survey for New in Chess years ago, and then he submitted like all of his games he'd ever played with d4, knight f3, a3. It's kind of an interesting idea. Creative, getting out a book. Now Magnus Carlsen, I kind of like my queen's mobility on d1. We don't need the king d1 or something like happens in a Slav. I don't like this move, bishop takes b1. You've really got no justification for that. That happens in Slav, London, Slav type positions where the idea is that you have bishop e4 check, and then I take with the queen so that my king can go to like d1. But here, there's really no justification for this. You're just kind of like giving up your white square bishop for a knight on an undeveloped square. Black's position may not be that bad, but I just don't think that it's a good exchange. I also don't like this move, surrendering your central pawn. Unless you have a tactical justification. Those moves are errors, I believe. Fundamental mistakes. Play according to principle. Because we're not computers. Everything should be according to principles. I look at it this way. If you play your entire game according to principles, you can't get a lost position. Maybe slightly worse. Chess is inherently a fair game. It's not like poker or something where like luck is involved. If you don't make mistakes, you can't have a lost position. There's just no way. That's the problem, Bob. I know there's a lot of principles. We have to do the best we can to navigate them and choose among them. Let's develop some fresh pieces. The knight is particularly bad, I think, there. Well, no one said it's easy, but what I'm talking about is a game based on principles versus a lot of people whose game is basically just tactics. Now, knight h5, an extra interesting move here. Because of the inclusion of queen e2, this is a tempo on my queen in some lines. So there's some interesting possibilities. I like white's position. Yeah, right there, I have to consider bishop e5, allowing it to be captured on f4, and bishop g3. Even the Rubinstein, like g3. Interesting decision from our opponent now to play bishop d6. Like, the last thing I wanted here was just some boring exchange of pieces. It's kind of funny to leave this rook on b1. I had some fantasies of playing b4, b5, but, you know, it should probably just go to c1. Guys, I have to sort of leave in about 35 minutes, so don't anybody else challenge. You think it's silly to make a list of principles? I don't think so. I mean, I'm close to IM level. and I play almost inherently based on principle. Very little calculation. 99% of tactics don't work. So bishop takes e6, pawn e5, pawn e5, pawn e5, pawn e5. See, this is where my calculations are great. Bishop e6, pawn e5, pawn e5, then queen e7. So we're looking at a loss of a piece or sacrifice thereof. But now I think just here, his weaknesses on the white squares are pretty horrendous. I wonder if my other rook should have gone to d1, if it matters. But I like the way I played this. Right, so this is interesting now. I can take on e6, he takes with the queen, then I play d5. Things could get rather tactical for our friend. Maybe I'm just trading a lot of pieces here. It's possible it was stronger just to play d5. If I had to do it over again, I'd probably play it that way. This is okay, but I think the other line was better. Yeah, this is the problem. He has this in-between move. It's not a big problem, it's a small problem, but black's position may not be that bad here. I could have been more accurate. If I just play d5 first, simpler. All my pieces are developed. I can't say the same for my opponent. Tactics are incidental. Now he's starting to get away. This particular position, I don't think his bishop is stronger than my knight. He has threats to castle. Castleize. Castleize me. But my advantage is not nearly as big as I had hoped. It's not a big deal. We won one pawn. But it's not only the pawn, his structure is inferior. I'm honestly not sure, but I don't want to have a backward pawn here on b2 on that open file. Maybe I'm helping him to trade it off. Objectively. e4. Nothing special there. There's knight c6, rook b5, knight e5, rook d5, knight c6. Too many pawns now. Alright, couple more games, guys. Sudan, then Fat President, and Dr. Boone. Highlight my comment. Well, unfortunately, Sudan, I have to work. What time is Rajabov going to be streaming? Nimzo. Alright, let's play something unusual. I meant to play a weird opening. I can come up with something on the next move. So Bishop G5. Let's play a pawn sacrifice here to make it interesting. I played this against the classical, but I never played it against Spassky or Leningrad variation. But why not? Well, Sudan's not a subscriber. In any case, we'll take these last two challenges. I lost Fat. We lost Fat, but the other guys are still with us. Guys, please subscribe and donate. E4, wow. So this is very sharp. Very sharp indeed. But I can always get out of the pin with h6 and g5 if I need to. But I like the reaction by white of e4. That's very gutsy. Looks appropriate. So bc, e5, h6, bishop h4, g5. But this is fun. For a subscriber stream, I mean, for the weird opening stream, I'm playing b5. I don't know that this is really a playable variation, but it's interesting. It's really been played against Queen c2. I'm not sure if it's ever been played in this line. I'm not sure he should do it like this. Do it like this. But maybe it's good. I know nothing. Highly dynamic position with imbalance. That happens in the semi-Slav a lot. So a3 looks very, very slow. I mean, I don't know. You're going to let me hold on to that pawn on c4? Wow. What a crazy, weird position this is. I'm not really a Slav player, so I'm not used to grabbing pawns on c4 and keeping them, or a French player for that matter, because this resembles a French defense. But I mean, to me, that pawn is going to be very restrictive for white. This is dangerous for black as well, though. I have a plan. We have a plan. The best French defense of all time. I have to go pretty soon, so those two games are max. Max weird openings for today. We lost Fat Afghan. Wasn't Fat Afghan. Who's Fat Afghan? There was a player named Fat Afghan. Wasn't there? Am I just making that up? The Afghan furs. Afghan wigs. I'm mixing the psychedelic furs and the Afghan wigs into one band. The Afghan furs. That's strange. Anyway, Queen F6, Queen takes G7. He had a very sneaky trap there. Rook takes G7, Queen H8 check. But we've been way prepared for that for a while now. I was anticipating H4 from him earlier. Always fianchetto your queen. My bishop on C8 is not the most dynamic character. I'm only up one pawn after all this. Pretty weird. Nice vocabulary. Lascivious. Lascivious? Lascivious. Are you sure about that? Get out of my territory. Speaking of in my territory, on my front porch. Civius. Sorry. I knew there was something wrong there. How many are in a year? How many months again? I got brain fog. Lilliput. 16 months in a year. 33 months is 2 years and a month. According to my calculations. Bob has been a subscriber for 33 months. Exactly 2 years. 2 years and 1 month. So 36 would be 3 years. Damn, dude, that's a lot of pawnage. Serious pawnage. Yum yum. He's prepared for bishop d1. Hey, it's a good thing your bishop's protected. I can take another one. Now that's just plain greedy. Black to move and win. Tactics. I never do puzzles like those other puzzle streamers. We had an awesome mate yesterday in the Blitz tournament with Rook H1. That mate was a tribute to Asterbait, the master of fantastic mates. Dedicated to you. Now we have a slight problem with the H2 square. Yeah, I'm not surprised Vita has 3200 in tactics. Although, like, if you do it on your stream and stuff, people are using engines. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they help him and stuff, but he's a different style player than me, but a very good one. All right, Sunan Kinan Adesso, 5-3. Last 2 games for today. I don't know why the guy would play the Queen's Gambit Decline. It's the same as Hikaru. It's strange. The Vente's opening repertoire, if I was his coach, I would not approve of that. He's playing like the Spanish with black, the closed Spanish, and the Queen's Gambit Declined. I just don't think that's a good idea. You know, you're not using your tactical skill in those openings as much as you could in others. Just my 2 cents. But there have been a lot of players in the history of chess who probably didn't play the right openings. Paul Keres was another great tactician, and he also played the closed Spanish with black, as did Nesbedinov. Well, he plays e4 with white, but he should probably change his black repertoire. And Hikaru Nakamura should not play the Queen's Gambit declined with black. If you do it for a time, you know, as sort of like a training for yourself, it's one thing, but to like do it for the rest of your life is absurd. And it's different if you're like a young player and your style is still malleable. I'm sure that he's heard that before, Bob. In fact, I think I might have even heard him say it himself. No need to beat a dead horse. I'm sure like 1,000 people have said that to Hikaru, but he continues to. I mean, at Hikaru's level, it's a little different because he's playing like 2780s all the time. And when you play with people who are that good, and you're black, I mean, it's not easy to like play for a win. This is sort of passive. Now c3 is weak. It's a weak move by me. I think instead of like c3, maybe I should consider a3 with the idea of c4. Probably just c4 right away was a very strong move. It would be absurd to play it now. Semi-absurd, but let's do it. I didn't play a weird opening here. I basically just wasted the tempo. This last move was extremely strong. Now it's not nearly as good as it was on the previous move. Still, I have an advantage. After losing a full tempo. Yeah, c3 was too passive. I need to have a plan. It's nice that I'm better, but he's going to play c5. If you get in d5 in some kind of Scandinavian, usually you have a very good game. d5 here, pawn takes pawn, is an interesting, plausible sacrifice idea. This is really bad. So now d5 is looking more and more realistic. I have to calculate like takes, rook e1, castles, queen e7, rook e8. My queen is trapped. Tactics are like the necessary evil in chess, I think. I wish the game was like more strategic and less tactics, but so that's a cool line. d5 doesn't quite work. Well, it might work, but not in that way. So let's try to find a different way to make it work. Like d5 takes, knight d4, positional sacrifice. But rook e1 won't work. Why does this work, by the way? It doesn't work in the way I wanted it to work. The knight on a6 plays a pivotal role in trapping my queen on e7. So I can't play this as a sack like bishop g5, rook e1, knight d4. I wanted to play knight d4. He's just castling. The knight d5 is a different story. Black plays too much bullet chess, apparently. I gotta go, guys. I can't play those 2 more challenges. Shalma. Too much. So maximum 1 more game. Usually I'm streaming to 1:30, but I gotta leave early on Wednesdays. So I have time for 1 more game. 1 more 5-3 game. So the price that black has to pay here is pretty high. I mean, his king is on f8. My king is safe. His knight is on a6. It's looking ugly for black. The black pieces are scattered and hard to coordinate. Yeah, unfortunately. He leaped before he looked. Alright guys, last game. Black's just playing too fast for this time control. Last game. Guys, please support the stream and subscribe. Didn't get any action today. This week, so far, WJ Loof leading the way with bit donations 1,000. Mr. Slowhand 500. Alms with 123. And Mr. Coffee with 100. Thanks, guys, for supporting the stream. We welcome gift subs. Top gifter for the week, Bob, with 0 gift subs. E4, D5. Bob, you win on tiebreak. Just because. So E4, D5, again, it's really hard to play something unusual against the Scandinavian. I played Knight C3 earlier. Let's try the Black Mardimer. I never played this. Black Mardimer. Less Blackstock. It's like the Smith-Morrow, but better. Just kidding. They're both garbage. But it's a good opening for kids, for beginners, scholastic tournaments where you're like a 1,200 player. I mean, you get the pieces out, win easily with overwhelming development. I don't recommend playing this opening at the tournament, adult tournament level or whatever. It's good. It's good for a learning opening. Learning how to play for the initiative. So this is weird. I thought this must be a mistake. Maybe life is not so simple. It has to be a pretty strange continuation. So D5, Knight B4. Maybe that's not so bad for black. D5, knight b4, bishop c4, c6. Interesting. I can play bishop b5. It's gotta be reasonable. I don't really want to give up my white squared bishop, but I want to fight for control of the center. How much time can black, waste here without getting his king out of the center? I was not convinced by d5, knight b4. That looks awkward. So this at least is a developing move. I don't really know the theory of the black Mardimer, but I'm pretty sure that knight c6 is not a standard move. Stefan Pettersson recommended like e6, which is very passive. I prefer to play bishop g4 or g6. So now again, like d5 looks like it overextends. White probably needs to develop the pieces. I mean, I'd love to play d5. Just don't think I can maintain it. Queen e2. Queen e2, a6. And then what do you do on a6? The question becomes very interesting. Maybe I don't take on c6. Maybe I play like bishop c4. b5, bishop b3. Interesting. Interesting. I want to castle queenside, ideally. Maybe bishop e3. What do I do next? Where do you put the bishop? Jim? You like gambits. Bishop f4, bishop g5, bishop e3. If I play a6, bishop takes c6, see, now he's asking for it. I have d5. Similar to last game. Now d5, knight b4, pawn takes e6. It's not a joke anymore. d5 is no longer a joke. Previously on our show, so I have in between move takes on e6. Still not castling queenside, it looks like. But I think I just take on e6 and play like a3, kick him out. The knight b4 is really annoying, hitting c2. Guys, thanks for watching and tuning into the show. We'll be back again tomorrow night. Don't forget, tomorrow night is subscriber stream. I've got games from Princess Chess, Yabatis, Mr. Slow, and Acerbate. Bob, we're waiting for a good submission from you. Here. Now, bishop b5, queen b5, check. c6, queen back to e2. Maybe looks okay. Alright, we got our pawn back. Where is everybody? We had a little bit of problem today. Lost our stream midway. So, continuity wasn't good. Tomorrow evening, 6:30 CEST, I'll be hosting a subscriber stream with game analysis. Never be greedy. Like, this is important judgment here. Queen e7, queen e6 check, queen e7, black is okay. I need to eject that knight first. Bob, as I said, the door is open if you need psychological counseling. I'm not licensed, however. So I'm going to have you sign a written disclaimer that you can't sue me for malpractice if we have counseling sessions. I also would like you to start taking hydrochloroquine, and the demons are real. Your demons are real, Bob. So, just keep that in mind. Bishop d2. I was told by a doctor that demons are real. I guess I could play queen e6 check there. Maybe it was good. But this looks really good too. We're just better structurally. We can castle either side. At this point I may be getting a little lazy. Like, I probably could have taken on e6 check. Now I definitely can take on e6 check. He's missing it. It's all good. So I want a piece. Pieces are good. I'm gonna have to sacrifice my pawn structure for take one for the team here. Take one for the team, Bob. What's the safest place to put my bishop? I could still get in trouble. Bishop e6, knight c3, pawn c3, bishop f6. I'm probably winning. But I guess objectively castle's queenside should be good enough. Alright guys, I gotta run. It was nice knowing you. See everybody tomorrow night. I guess e6 might be a better square. Might be a better square. Black has clear chances. It's not over yet, Bob. Didn't need that. How's my bishop and knight, mate? Careful. Now he's really making progress. I'll take the pawn when I'm ready. Well, I'm ready. I'm almost ready. I'll let you know when I'm ready. Just want to get a little head start. Ready now. Limited counterplay for my opponent here. Defend power. King power. Alright, dude. Now he's got counterplay. Don't give him any counterplay. Give me that. No stalemates. I want to put him in the jail here. It might be a stalemate. That was fun. Anyway, guys, I gotta run. Thanks for watching. We're gonna be back tomorrow night with Ponda. Thanks to everybody for being part of the stream. Sorry for the little disruption today. So we'll be back. We will be back. Alright. Hey guys. I hope you learned something. I did. Bye-bye.